Hello, this is Leslie Lois Unfiltered. Sorry for the angle, but it's the only way that you really could see who I truly am. Okay, fine, the truth is out. Yes, I'm a reindeer. I'm Reindeer Leslie. I know you've never heard of me, but that's because I like to stay in the shadows and stuff and let Rudolph and Vixen and Donner and Blitzen and all those guys get the credit and stuff. So yeah, so you can't really see? Yeah. And I can't like have them in the car because they keep hitting this. So hold on, I'm going to take them off. Okay. But now you know my true identity. Okay, woo, I think they're back in. Okay. Okay. Hello and welcome to Leslie Lois Unfiltered. I again have a very festive ugly sweater on. It's got kitties on it. Oh, look at the kitties. That's for my friend Mary. She loves kitties. But we got to talk about, oh my God, the season finale of The Bachelorette last night. Oh my God. I'm so excited to talk about it. Okay, so first of all, when we left Monday night, Ben obviously had shown up and told Tayshia that he was in love with her, right? So we go back and she comes back in the room where Ben is and, talks to him and said she still needs a little more time. She's got a rose ceremony. So she invites him to the rose ceremony. And I was like, oh boy. Because I mean, obviously, you can't get over those feelings like that. And she was having feelings and she was starting to fall for Ben. So I get it, I guess. But I was like, oh crap, what about the other two? Right? And then when she was walking him out, he like hugs her and stuff. And then she kisses him. Yeah, she kissed him. And she even said afterwards, she's like, what was I doing? Like, why did I do that? Why did I kiss him? Right? And of course that gave him like, oh my God, like he was pumped, So they get to the rose ceremony and obviously Ben walks in and both Ivan and Zach are like, what the? And he's like, she asked me to be here and obviously there's two roses. So I'm like, oh crap, what's going to happen? And so I was like, oh my God, if she doesn't say Zach's names first, I thought for sure he was going to be going home. So she picks up a rose, but then she said, and she goes, Ivan, can we go talk? And so I was like, oh, whoa, right? So she grabs Ivan and of course the other two guys are like, oh my God, what's going on, whatever. So they start to talk and it sounds like in their fantasy suite overnight date, they really got in some deep conversations. And it sounds like they are not on the same page when it comes to something with religion. That Tayshia has very strong religious values and things that are deal breakers for her, that it sounds like, I don't know what the deal is with Ivan and his views on it, but it sounds like they're very opposite. And they wouldn't say exactly what it is, but they said, she said, we both realize this is going to be a roadblock for us to move forward in, to trying to have a future together. And so they both kind of realized that they are not going to move on together. And so I don't know what it was. I think it's kind of cool that they actually did not say what it was. They don't have to, obviously, but it was something that was big enough for Tayshia that she can't move forward with him. So I think they both were, really upset. And actually, Ivan, as he was driving away, did not really think that Tayshia was going to pick anybody. He doesn't think maybe she's ready for marriage yet, right? And she's questioning that too. So she comes back and Ben and Zach both get roses. So they're, of course, really happy. So now we get to meet her family. It's her parents, and I think it's her two brothers. She has a young brother. Looks like he's like 9 years old or something. They're a great-looking family, too. So first up is Ben, and she tells the family beforehand about Ben and that she had actually sent him home, and then he came back and professed he loved her, and that, and so her dad was a little like, well, he obviously didn't make a good first impression, so his guard was up on that. But he also liked the fact that Ben went to West Point, so he likes that he's a military guy. And so Ben had good conversations with both her mom and her dad, and he asked, why are you in love with my daughter? Why do you think you're ready now? And he gave all good answers and stuff. And so he kind of won everybody over, that he, you know, her dad, who's very protective of her, was like, I think he's a good guy, you know, and so I think they felt a little bit better about that. And then it was Zach's turn, and Zach really wanted to get across why he loves their daughter, you know, and he's so good at articulating himself, and he told her mother, you know, all the reasons why he loves her. And then he opened up to her dad and talked about how he was married around the same age Tayshia was, and it was almost for 2 years, and how much he's learned from that, and that he is ready to make that lifelong commitment now. He understands what that means, and he won't propose unless he knows for sure that he's ready to do that, because for him too, it's a lifelong commitment. And I really loved how he explained everything, and how much you could see the love that he has for her. And it's just, oh, it was so sweet. And so the family really liked him as well. So you're like, oh crap, right? So then the next morning, she gets a knock at the door, and I think at this point, Tayshia's just over something, like people randomly knocking on her door. She's like, oh my God, no, I can't take anymore. So she opens the door, it's her father. And by the way, if you were watching, did you note what she was wearing? Okay, because I'm going to come back to this. Okay, her outfit. So he sits down with her, and he just said, you know, we have a family, have talked and stuff, and we just are really, really worried, and that we don't want you to see you get hurt again. We don't want you to make the biggest mistake of your life, you know, and are you ready to get married again? And I mean, he really made her think, and kind of confused her in a way, because it's like she started to worry, you know, am I ready? And you know, because he doesn't want to see her as hurt as she was from her divorce. It sounds like it was pretty bad. And so she was really distracted by this, and so she's supposed to have her date with Zach, and so she was obviously preoccupied, and Zach kind of picked up on that. And what they did was they went for dance lessons, and they learned to do a dance that they would do at their wedding. And they had to really be in sync and stuff, and you could tell she was not quite into it and stuff. But I gotta say, Zach was so good at trying to keep her focused, make her laugh. He even said, like, is everything okay? What can I do? You know, really trying to help her out and stuff. And he really did a good job of getting her into the moment and stuff. And oh my gosh, by the end, the chemistry between those two, woo! And then that night, they talked, and he really opened up to her, and basically said what he told her dad, you know, and about how much he loves her and all the reasons why he loves her again. And it was just, oh my gosh, it was just so great. And he understands what commitment is, and you know, and so it was really pretty powerful to watch. I was like, I wanted my husband to come in and watch and be like, tell me these things. He would have laughed and walked out, right? So that went really well, right? And so the next morning we see her, and she's walking outside, and if you notice, she's wearing the same outfit she was wearing when she talked to her dad, which supposedly was a day earlier. So now I'm really confused. Did they edit it so that it looked like her dad came in a day early? I don't know, but did you notice that? So she said she knows where her heart lies, and it's not with Ben. And I like Ben, but I love Zach, is, you know, my guy. So yeah, so she's like, she is head over heels in love with Zach, and she knows Ben's not the one for her. And so instead of dragging it out, you know, she goes to knock on his door, and he of course is thinking, oh, I'm pretty sure that this is going to end with me proposing to her, and we're going to get married and raise a family and stuff. So that's where his head is at. And then she knocks on the door and talks to him, and you know, basically said, my heart's with somebody else. And I know that was really tough for him to hear, but I'm glad she did it that way. And you could tell too, because she wasn't crying very much about it or anything. So I thought that was really cool the way she did it, and was upfront and honest with him about it. And of course, I'm super excited because, you know, I'm thinking, because I had picked Zach, and I just think they're so great together. But I still wonder about that outfit she was wearing, and when her dad actually did come up, because they're really good at editing. Because if you remember some of the scenes they showed for when she's dressed up for a possible proposal, they show her in tears. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, she sent Ben home. Is she not gonna go with Zach? Is she not going to accept a proposal? Like, I was worried about that, you know, and she was really emotional when she came up to Chris Harrison and you know, getting ready to meet Zach and stuff. And oh my gosh. And then Zach was super nervous and he walked up to her and oh my God, the most romantic proposal I think I've ever seen on that show. I was bawling. I'm not crying, you're crying. I was crying. It was so sweet. He listed off everything he loves about her. And oh my God. And he said to her too, oh, the other thing that was really cool that I forgot to mention is when they were on their last final date together, it was his 9-year anniversary of sobriety, and he brought that up, and I thought that was just really cool. And he talked about how that commitment to his sobriety also shows that he won't run away, because that's been a fear of hers, you know. And so when he was talking to her and just about to propose to her, he said to her that, you know, you had my family see the smile on my face when we came to see them, and they haven't seen that smile like that on me, and that me being that happy for years, and that was because of you. And so I was, again, just bawling, and then he proposed, and oh my gosh, it was awesome. And they're so, and then the cutest thing, they left in a taxi. He's like, okay, let's go home, and he goes, hey, taxi, and they had the taxi from when they had their date. That was so cute. Oh my God, best proposal ever on The Bachelor or Bachelorette by far. So I'm super excited for them, but they didn't have it after the rose ceremony. So I'm gonna have to go dig for some interviews and stuff, because I want to know. All right, that is it for the Bachelorette updates. But coming up January 4th, The Bachelor with Mike starts. So excited about that. Yeah, that should be fun. All right, that's it for me. I may stop in tomorrow for a little Christmas Eve celebration with you. Other than that, please enjoy yourself. Be safe. Be festive. Merry Christmas. Bye.